From now on, we will study about the pronoun what applied as a subordinating conjunction. The speaker applies the pronoun what as a subordinating conjunction to indicate the subject or object described in the subordinate clause as a subject or an object in the main clause. The application of the pronoun what as a subordinating conjunction of applying the pronoun what as an interrogative pronoun. We can understand that the premise pronoun what to indicate a subject or an object that is not a person is also applied in the application as the subordinating conjunction. I indicate the subject or object the indirect way, not a person. The indirect way of indication reveals that the pronoun what indicates various subjects or objects. The range of the indication by the pronoun what is vast enough to consider the exclusion of a subject or object that is not indicated by the pronoun what. From now on, we will study about the way to transform an interrogative clause with the interrogative pronoun what into a declarative subordinate clause and link the subordinate clause to the main clause. There is a sentence. The teacher told us what we love. Before we start to study about the sentence, the root infinitive transform means that the interrogative clause starts with the interrogative pronoun what can be transformed in the perspective of the order of the words in the interrogative clause, the subordinate clause of a sentence. The speaker indicates the direct object that is conveyed, the definition of the transitive verb told to the indirect object us. From the subject, the teacher, with the subordinate clause what we love, linked to the main clause by the pronoun what as the subordinating conjunction. The speaker indicates the direct object to receive the definition of the transitive verb told from the teacher to the indirect object. The indirect object, us, receive the definition of the transitive verb told and the object of the transitive verb love from the subject to include the speaker, both from the subject of the sentence, the teacher. The pronoun what applied as a subordinating conjunction in the subordinate clause indicates the object described as being conveyed the definition of the transitive verb love from the subject to include the speaker. The object of the transitive verb love is applied as the direct object in the sentence. The sentence can be considered as an integration of the two conferences. The first conference to become the main clause is this. The teacher told us a story. We can understand that the speaker links the subordinate clause to the main clause because the speaker figures out the object indicated by the interrogative pronoun what occurs with the direct object of story. The speaker links the subordinate clause what we love to the main clause with the pronoun what as the subordinating conjunction because the object of the transitive verb love indicated by the interrogative pronoun what corresponds with the object indicated by the phrase of the noun a story. So we can understand the interrogative clause to be the subordinate clause is transformed to become a part of the sentence. There are two more sentences. The second sentence is this. We actualize what we pursue. The speaker indicates the object to receive the definition of the transitive verb actualize from the subject to include the speaker with the subordinate clause what we pursue, which is linked to the main clause by the pronoun what as a subordinating conjunction. The speaker indicates the object of the transitive verb actualize with the subordinate clause what we pursue. The subordinating conjunction what, which has the trait as a pronoun, indicates the object to receive the definition of the transitive verb pursue from the subject to include the speaker. The sentence. The two conferences. The first conference to become the main clause is this. We actualize an ideal. The second conference, that is the interrogative clause to be the subordinate clause, is this. What do we pursue? The object of the transitive verb pursue indicated by the interrogative pronoun what corresponds with the object of the transitive verb actualize indicated by the phrase of the noun an ideal. The speaker figures out that the object indicated by the interrogative pronoun what corresponds with the object of the transitive verb actualize an ideal. The speaker does not have the interrogative intention in this clause, so the speaker considers the pronoun what as the shared indication with the main clause to replace the phrase of the noun an ideal because the speaker figures out the correspondence of the two indications. The speaker links the subordinate clause to the main clause with the pronoun what applied as a subordinating conjunction. The third sentence is this. Happiness is what results from gratitude in Jesus Christ. The speaker indicates the subjective complement to define the subject happiness of the be verb is in the main clause with the subordinate clause what results from gratitude in Jesus Christ, linked to the main clause by the pronoun what as a subordinating conjunction. The speaker defines the subject happiness with the subordinate clause linked by the pronoun what. The pronoun what applied as a subordinating conjunction indicates the described subject by the definition of the intransitive results in the subordinate clause. The subject of the subordinate clause is described by the intransitive result, and the described subject defines the subject in the sentence because of the definition of the be verb is. The sentence is an integration of these two conferences. The first conference to be the main clause is this: happiness is the positive perspective in Jesus Christ. The second conference, that is the interrogative clause, to be the subordinate clause is this: what results from gratitude in Jesus Christ. The speaker links the subordinate clause to the main clause because the speaker figures out the subject indicated by the interrogative pronoun what corresponds with the subjective complement in the first conference. From this accordance, the speaker considers the pronoun what as the shared indication. The speaker replaces the subjective in the first conference, the positive perspective in Jesus Christ, into the subordinate clause linked by the subordinating conjunction what. The phrase of the noun, the positive perspective in Jesus Christ, to indicate the subjective complement to define the subject, happiness, corresponds with the interrogative pronoun what to indicate the subject of the intransitive result. So, the pronoun what links the subordinate clause what results from gratitude in Jesus Christ to the main clause as a subordinating conjunction.